You're watching Alaska's Weather Source.
Well, if you were out and about early this morning, perhaps you noticed the fog that we had here over the Anchorage Bowl. Didn't last for long, though. Blue sky overhead, continuing to see mostly sunny conditions through about lunchtime. And then here comes those clouds pushing in from the south. No rain from these clouds just yet, but we will eventually see quite a bit of rain and wind coming in from this storm overnight tonight. Today, no rain, and we did see warm temperatures. This is now the 6th day in a row with dry conditions and temperatures above normal, making it up to 65 degrees now for the 15th time this month, which is above what we would typically expect in August. We're also still seeing those warm, sunny, dry conditions down into southeast. Different story, though, out west. Rain already pushing into Cold Bay. We're seeing showers beginning to move up the west coast, and up north, not seeing much rain, but what we are seeing there are some strong winds. In terms of rainfall totals, you can see 1,407 inch in Nome today. Cold Bay beginning to ramp up. That number will climb through the night, now at 1,907 inch. Again, wind gusts between 30 and up to 50 miles per hour up on the slope, and the concern there is the high surf. We are going to continue to see concern for a high surf all the way through about 10 o'clock tonight with those strong winds. There is a high surf advisory in effect here from Prudhoe Bay all the way further east. Because of those strong winds, we're seeing large breaking waves, and so localized beach erosion will continue to be a concern there tonight. Down south, this next area of low pressure, again, pushing right up here through the Aleutians, bringing in wet conditions with it. We're going to see those showers all the way up the west coast. Heavy rain pushing in across south central overnight tonight. We'll see that rain here in Anchorage, really continuing through mid-morning on Friday. Then that front pushes on to the east, and we get a quick break between storms. That means Friday afternoon and early evening likely dry for many of us, but I don't get too used to that idea because that next storm system pushes in pretty quickly late Friday into early Saturday. That'll continue to keep wet conditions in the area through Saturday afternoon. And that's the pattern that we're going to be in through much of next week, with storms rolling in about every 24 hours, quick bursts of rain, and then some dry conditions in between. You can see that next storm already on the way once we get into Sunday. In terms of rainfall totals, it'll be heaviest closer to the coast. We're talking over an inch of rain for Seward, likely over 2 inches of rain for Whittier. Even in Anchorage, though, likely seeing close to half of an inch of rain with this storm Thursday. In southeast, high pressure still in place. That means sunny, dry conditions continue for you. Highs will be a little bit cooler than where they've been the last few days, but still back into those mid-60s for many of you. Across the interior, we'll see showers pushing in, especially in the second half of the day. Mid-60s there on the slope. The winds will begin to taper off. The bigger story for you tomorrow will be the cooler temperatures dipping to the 30s overnight. Highs only in the 40s there tomorrow afternoon. Out west, be prepared for the rain. That's going to move from south to north across the region. Low 50s in Nome and Kotzebue, mid 40s for high temperatures in Gamble tomorrow. Back up into the 60s for Unalakleet, for Galena, and we'll see about 60 in Bethel as well. Rain showers from Dillingham all the way down through the Aleutians. Also seeing strong winds there tomorrow, gusting to 45 miles per hour in Cold Bay. So be prepared again for a wet and windy day there. Wet conditions continue across Kenai Peninsula tomorrow. Highs near 60. Wet across Prince William Sound, breezy winds in Whittier. We'll see some light rain eventually pushing into the Copper River Basin, and that heavier rain in the valley is likely as well. High temperatures there near 60, so coming down quite a bit. We'll see breezy winds in Palmer and in Anchorage, gusting to 35 miles per hour. Wet conditions all the way down Turnagain Arm. Again, I do expect a break Friday afternoon into Friday early evening. Temperatures there in the low to mid 60s, showers likely on Saturday. And then as we head into early next week, we still see chances for showers in and out, but more or less dry conditions in between, with high temperatures holding in the low 60s. Mike and Maria, though, starting to look a little more like fall than what we've seen recently.